We're only privy to the era that we grow up in, and the era that we're developing our taste in. I know I would like different artists if I was born 10 years earlier or 10 years later than I was. I'm glad that I was experiencing the music I was when I was a kid, because I think it really made me fall in love with the art. But yeah, it's a matter of perception, right? So it's yeah, some kid hearing all too well 10-minute version, right? Yeah, it's 10 minutes of a of fairly straightforward acoustic guitar chord progression with a pretty simple strumming pattern. Objectively, is that some innovative? No, but it's gonna still bring them to tears, and that's still valid, and there's still merit to that, and there's still art and beauty to that. And so, it's I feel like anytime there's a sound that is unfamiliar to us or experimental to us. I mean, there's only, in Western music, there's only 12 notes. Like, it's not, no one's trying to reinvent the wheel. And I think trying to reinvent, it's ambitious, and I love people that really do try to push the envelope and try to do different things. And I do find a lot of beautiful talent when I go digging for that type of thing. But, hit records are hit records for a reason, and they're doing something right. And so Bruno Mars, I feel like, is a great example. All the stuff he was doing with Anderson .Paak, like all the Silk Sonic stuff, it feels nostalgic. It came out a couple years ago. It's super recent, but it feels, and I think that's why it was so successful, is because it brought people who, I mean, Anderson .Paak was a pretty new, I mean, he Malibu and art, like, he was really kind of blowing up in the late 2010s. And so it wouldn't be like my mom was an Anderson, but my mom loves Leave the Door Open and Smoking Out the Window, you know what I mean? So it's like, because it brings her to a different time in her life. So we're all, we don't really, I think, have that much control over how our taste develops in music. And so the idea of something being brand new or super unique or pushing the envelope, I think it a little bit misses the point. We're all playing with the same ingredients, and we're all using the same materials, and I love that people are still finding ways to keep that fresh and to keep that new. I'm sure trying to do it with my own art, and I'm sure you are. Like, everyone that I know that is a musician and that takes it seriously, I don't really know anyone who's doing it for acclaim or for clout or for, people do it because they love it and they want to see how they can do their own thing with it. So yeah, my close friends of mine have released one of my best friends, one of the most talented piano players and also really, really great performer that I know. He just put out a record, and I won't say his name, but one of the songs on it, I was like, oh, this sounds a lot like When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. Like, it sounds a lot like it, but still gave me goosebumps when he got to that bridge, and it still was moving. And he still has had songs that I've heard that have brought me to tears, even though, sure, I have heard or maybe even used that same progression before. It's what you do with it. It's not the ingredients, it's how you cook. I'm not a great chef, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I do totally agree that it's not as though there's a bunch of new things, but it's you can still do new things with the same set of tools. So.